We commend your steadfast commitment to our collective and collaborative cooperation with the National Assembly to achieving your grand vision for Nigeria. Let me take this opportunity to stress the importance of the need for the honored ministers and heads of extra ministerial departments to respond promptly to requests from National Assembly whenever they are invited, particularly this period, to come and defend their sectoral allocations in the exercise of our legislative oversight. They should not see invitations as nuisance. They should know that any invitation is constitutional, and we also have constitutional powers to take further action where they refuse to appear. So, Mr. President, I wish to caution some of the ministers who are intransigent and who do not give respect to this hallowed chamber, the only place that shows democracy in the world. It is the National Assembly. So those who disregard invitations from National Assembly are not Democrats and therefore have no place in your government. We should submit, Mr. President. In spite of all our achievements, Mr. President, and my great compatriots, we must say it is not yet Uhuru. We are light years away from where we ought to be. Some rivers remain to be crossed. The pains Nigerians feel now are merely the pains of hardship occasioned by reforms, but let's look at those pains as pains of childbirth. The season of childbirth, immediately the child is born, rejoicing starts with the first smile of the child. I ask for your patience. I urge Nigerians to be patient, to cooperate with you, maintain faith in your vision, which will be for the betterment of this country. Mr. President, you cannot be everywhere. We are your eyes. 469 constituencies. We, the distinguished senators, honorable members of the House of Representatives, are your eyes in our constituencies and every corner of this nation. When our constituents struggle to afford rice, and they cannot, they come to us. When their shoes pinch as a result of wear and tear, and they cannot replace, they come to us. When the economic alarm sounds, they turn to us for succor. Therefore, we are committed to ensuring that we help you at the grassroots level. Let no one attempt to bring the counsel of Ahithophel to bear that constituency projects are scams. They are not. Those are the only things that Nigerians say in our various constituencies from the federal government of Nigeria. I want to take a moment to appreciate the tireless efforts of the National Assembly members, both the senators and House of Representatives, who struggle on a daily basis to use their personal finances in order to help Mr. President when he's not available. Your personal resources, your time, to assisting what the executive ought to have done wherever they are not available, remain the beacon of patriotism, altruism, and selfless ambition. That is why you sacrifice, and that is why your people brought you here. So embrace this moment, Mr. President. Together we'll build a nation that we will all be proud of. Let us march forward, united in purpose and unwavering in resolve, as we craft a future that reflects the very best of who we are, a nation of resilience, a nation of hope, and a nation of greatness, a nation of renewed hope. I welcome you, and I thank you for listening to us. Welcome to the National Assembly. May we now invite our distinguished President.
On behalf of the House of Representatives and the entire National Assembly, I extend our deepest gratitude to His Excellency President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR, for presenting the 2025 Appropriation Bill to this joint session. Today's presentation fulfills a fundamental constitutional mandate and reflects a vision and steadfast commitment to addressing the needs and aspirations of all Nigerians. Over the past 18 months, your administration has taken bold and decisive steps to reform our economy. The removal of fuel subsidy, unification of foreign exchange rates, and introduction of innovative economic policies have laid a solid foundation for sustainable growth and development. While these reforms have demanded short-term sacrifices, they are acts of courage and patriotism. History teaches us that transformative progress often begins with difficult decisions. Examples from China's market reforms, India's liberalization, and South Korea's industrialization have found the enduring benefits of such bold actions. These lessons inspire confidence that Nigeria's ongoing reforms will foster economic growth, reduce poverty, and ensure long-term prosperity for everyone. Mr. President, your administration's reforms have disrupted the status quo, sparking resistance from vested interests. Yet these courageous measures underscore your resolve to prioritize the welfare of Nigerians. The National Assembly stands ready to support these reforms through legislative backing and to facilitate public engagement for greater understanding and acceptance. Your Excellency, 2024 has been a year of mixed economic fortunes. The National Bureau of Statistics reported GDP growth of 3.46% in the third quarter, up from 3.19% in the second quarter, largely driven by the services sector. Despite challenges posed by climate change and insecurity, agriculture remained a critical contributor, accounting for 17.22% of nominal GDP in the first quarter and 22.61% in the second quarter. However, inflation rising to 33.88% in October, alongside escalating food and energy costs, continue to strain households across the country. Nonetheless, the International Monetary Fund's projection of 3.2% growth for 2025 underscores a positive trajectory if reforms are sustained and structural issues addressed. Mr. President, your international engagements have further reinforced Nigeria's global standing. The agreements from your September 2024 visit to China are set to transform rail transport, enhance digital literacy, boost agriculture, and strengthen national security, while elevating Nigeria-China relationship to a comprehensive strategic partnership. Engagements in France similarly secured 300 million euro for critical sectors, while Brazil's 4.2 billion grant to strengthen agriculture underscores your focus on sustainable growth. Notably, one of your administration's remarkable achievements is advancing local government autonomy, ensuring that resources reach grassroots communities and empowering them to address their specific needs. This commitment to transparency and accountability will have a lasting impact, particularly on our rural communities. Your Excellency, The proposed 2025 budget of 49.7 trillion, which is a 35% increase over 2024, is really ambitious and very commendable. The projections of 4.6% GDP growth, a crude oil price of $75 per barrel, an exchange rate of 1,400 to the dollar, and oil production of 2.06 million barrels per day are bold but very achievable. However, Nigeria's fiscal realities warrant critical reflection. Despite being Africa's most populous nation, with over 220 million people, our 2024 national budget of $36.7 billion remains modest compared to countries like South Africa, with a budget of $160 billion for its only 60 million citizens. Egypt with $110 billion for its 110 million people. Algeria with 60 billion naira, $60 billion for its 45 million people. And Morocco allocating $50 billion for its only 37 million residents. Indeed, Nigeria's low tax revenue also remains a major constraint. Our tax to GDP ratio, currently at approximately 10.9% for 2024, is among the lowest in Africa, significantly below the continental average of 15.6%. In comparison, South Africa's tax to GDP ratio stands at 25.4%, while Rwanda and Ghana, with more smaller populations, report ratios of 15.1% and 14.1% respectively. Even our VAT collection efficiency at approximately 20% is notably below the near 70% efficiency achieved by South Africa, Equatorial Guinea, and Zambia. Mr. President, addressing these challenges requires urgent and comprehensive tax reforms to broaden our tax base, improve compliance, for all Nigerians.